This is Donald Wade, FTT221. This is Module 3, ring scope, lapping and mounting. Okay, so what I have here is I have the weaver mount that was provided. I have it mounted onto the aluminum block that was provided for the SDI firearms repair course. I have the Vortex Hunter rifle scope rings that were provided. These are high mount. I have the Wheeler lapping bar, the alignment bars, the handle, the 220 grit lapping compound. I'm using a drill press vise to kind of hold everything in. I do not have a spare rifle for this particular optic, so that's why I'm doing it on this. I have a set of Wheeler magnet levels. As we can see, this has been leveled. It is level and it is mounted to this aluminum block. And I also have the Wheeler reticle levels as well. So to get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mount the scope rings, the bases, onto this pick rail. And I'm going to use the West Hunter Optics LPVO to gauge where these need to be. I'm going to do them centered on this weaver rail. Back in a second. Okay, so now I have the bases mounted. I take the LPVO and I'll set it in about where I want it. That's how I get my base established. I don't want them too close to the knobs. Once that's set, I'll go ahead and remove it. I'll reinstall the ring caps just enough to where I can put the alignment bars to see where I'm at as far as the ring alignment. I'll take one on one side, one on the other, and I will tighten one down. I want them about even, so we'll go there. See where we're at. Making sure to alternate what sides I'm tightening down, because I want to make sure I get even pressure on both sides. Okay. Okay, checking both sides, making sure we're all good on all the way around. This is looking pretty good. I have found out that high dollar rings tend to be relatively good, and especially matched up with a Picatinny or Weaver rail. They tend to be a bit more straight from the factory. So my next step, I'm going to remove these, and I'll come back and put lapping compound, and then we'll install the lapping bar momentarily. Okay, so we've got lapping compound on all 4 pieces, both the bases and the caps. What we're going to do is I'm going to place the bar, and then I'm going to install the caps. I'm not going to torque them down. And when I do optics that require mounting such as this, my caps stay in the same direction as they did when they were in the package. Same thing with the screws. The screws go in the same hole every time, just to make sure everything stays consistent. So we'll get this just snug on both ends, and we want to make sure the gap is the same on either side. And what I like to do is I like to go until the screw stops, and then do the other side, and then go back and forth checking and then we're good there. We can still rotate, so I'll install the handle for the lapping bar. Okay, then what I'll do is I will go to me all the way around, and then I'll start going back and forth. And then once I come back, I do that a couple of times, and then I go back and I will go a little bit, I'll snug it down just a little bit more. Again, I don't want to go so tight that I can't turn the lapping bar. What I'm doing is I want to make sure I can get even and consistent lapping on each ring. Alright, and that feels pretty good, so then I'll start taking it all apart. Okay, so now I did alcohol and a paper towel to clean these up. As you can see, the coating has been removed in some places on all the high spots, and it kind of brings it all to even pressure and surface contact area. So I think we are good to go. And as I said, I keep them, you know, the screws separated in the direction. Same thing with the caps. Caps will just come over on top, and that is it. Next, we will move to the next step. Once I've reached 90% of the lapping is when I'm good, and I'm going to take my scope. This is the West Hunter LPVO, and I want to make sure when I line this thing up, there's no interference for the elevation and windage knobs. I want to make sure that I am as level as I can, and then I will start the caps by just simply getting them started on the threads. Both the front and the rear. That one goes up here. Alright, once I have everything snug, I can still move the scope. What I want to do is I'm going to take a level and I'm going to go check the level front to back. I can see that my bubble's level, so this is still level. Now I'm going to go left to right, and I can see that my bubble is the far side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly rotate until I get it level left to right. Removing my hands every time. So right there we're good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to turn each screw one turn. In an even pattern. And if I can't make the turns equal, then I loosen it and I go back again. So right now we are snug on each one. And we are level left to right, and we are still level front to back. So now what we have is a lap scope, or lap scope rings paired with this scope. So we are good to go, ready to rock. And this, if this was a rifle, it would be time to bore sight. One tool that I really like is I like these fix-it sticks, and I really like these all-in-one torque bits. Let's see. We can look in the instruction for the West Hunter and see 18 pounds. Okay, so I can pull out my my tool here, and I can select the correct bit, the torque. I can select the proper hex, and I can torque these to 18 pounds on each screw all the way around, which locks it in. Now, one thing to keep in mind is when doing this, I would do blue Loctite on these scope rings, and go do bore sighting. You can do a bore sighting in a garage, 25 feet. Then it's time to take it to the range and go to work. Until next time.